Ebusia me say ma wakwa ba emra fidue mu ha. In my seat. Yera Sammi Awuku. Waba beka yensa. Born 10th of April 1984. Now a deputy communication director, national youth organizer. Wabeye national organizer. Now if you would be a board chairman, National Youth Employment Agency. Na ene or director general of National Lotteries Authority. Fact, this a post no crime and assemblies follow a trend. There's a lot of the any assorted enquiry. Any idea and mammy to be so nay. Why, yeah, Juma, ma, to say yes, bet here, bet there. I don't know how. A Juma, why, you know, ama, and the lotteries in penny for a woman on neighbor, crab a kind, sir. Oh, Ghana, however, yeah, and then be free and commerce. My man, a crab and a fee. Yeah, bon, come on, after the beer and to be so. Who a question, I'll bet me at their call a year, your Facebook on your 95.1 FM. Wait me, they are sending me so directly. My number is 0244 284486. And they count more. His Excellency the Vice President, the flag bearer of the MPP. One campaign Udimo Akwatenepa strategist. Bakwa na Sammi Awuku. He's somebody not just MPP for Neka opposition. Kula eka se abranti president di ebon no. Nim so ye ho adwuma. Sammi akwaba.
Ana nti we biography ana say
oh we ne ketu am na chese ma bon to fast
that kwa media no say nyame ya adom na medi 100 na say me fi hwa na betimi akan ano
go debi
okay
bebre wo ho edoso pa na we ne to fam na
medi kan no me da se me hu so ache
pa
na me no onye ne
ache
ma na Alliance for Accountable Governance ade
isi mu ache
ye pia ye na or report kra na ukra ye report kra na ye simple
yeah bo ni etia na so
ye hu say na ye ni ade Nana me da say anope de say na wache mu no me san so ye senior advisor to the Baumia campaign
yes
na hu be hia say me fo afidie so e de panini nchi ade ama Ghana fo nyina na ye omutie omo kasa afidie so na almost answer sharing e wo mo TV so na isi ne keje ni asida between the campaign any more no there ayonko fasronko between the media and the campaign na Ghana mampeni abedi eche be na wotwemi enu ni na otisimu
after just final rally
the first place was started or born into was the Eastern region and at the first constituency or then the 9AC honor na ye Ekrapem North and as a Kropon constituency or Jean Shani feed the east or the Nantim copy the west and I feel or Tuana Quentu so
then you know the honey in the first choice
yes say we any PIP feed the east na akoset so west bibia won na nhehye by ojide kese say oh fa the citadel of education so starting fi year beponos work happen a basri mission kind of oldest educational institution Presbyterian institution so as na wo ka emerso so a ye Christo so ni ade chase so na no so fisro na ordaining to abo e chase no the first group I will share no na the clergy asofo imam for and sorry and I could be faith-based organizations and I'll say share or sans so honom so no akonya na or sans so no stress say your kind one pipe or the nani so adi no so to asofo anim imams anim and then Muslim ni penny for we are not to so they call a year Kofredia ono kushia na nanom atena konya na no krepa e wo mu ne se asase no na nanom dia na ho be hia so obesrem ho no so akonya ode nani so ade hu so ato omanim se nyame ya adom na akwama bia no Ghana fu hira no de ne beye mampani a de omo kokromoti epia no so person ye boa the chieftaincy institution with deep in cooperation between nananom ene ono as mampani and between aban ene nananom iti
And another important because then he came out to say to me no I cry Nana Mahemfo no obepe say obema mu ayeden kakra.
No correct. Say no obesha amane ni amamre no because of the dilution of our culture. They we are see yanyare so yentiapo ohwe TV na uti radio and e mani bebre no ma yen sebe ye ne ana ye culture and ye niema ana e ma ye mu yedu as Africans no emu ya ye diluted. Say ohwe egbo kra so ebi mo de ma nana no mo enti se kan no na ono gidi say ye be apodi ye values and ye culture and sene a yesi faye niema ma ne ne amamre a and no so the eka bi na ma ye bi before the myth the mystery your culture your values eka ho bi na ma ye bi before and when people back kunya so no na nanom royalties almost every month no 400 cedis the buy ye page mu de call 1000 ogidi say ya dey see san de kwanim na nanom so ehu omo so as partners of development. It's answer assembly BCI.
It hasn't been so.
Well, Nananum Felisi ye almost in chain. This was one of the complaints on, but almost say successive government. I say Nananum Beka okay, yetiom. But say ye shemuke nano iniho. And then they call Eastern region. One of the suggestions Kwara Queen Mother Bako make ye money was that was say ne bibia na dan court. Here Nananum muayidua. Some of these alternative dispute resolution. See, ye can be if you have some, ye can be a wahing fear near the night. It very reduce the number of cases in Bia or court. And it is so true. Because if you want no a chopper in common, if you want my way tian and nine, so where you say, inti or no so G2 say ye nananum ye jumani boomwa. And ye many born my buying crayin and isha nananum can step in. And again, no share queen mothers and so. I say, Obia ba krumwa, yohine no kochiano. Ahemia mo ni ade no, yen komu memu ye, so mumu su womwa, no mtimi she, nyemeni mukena. Owie no, one of the features on his campaign itinerary, bibia ye friend on Youth Connect. Na ansana make Youth Connect. Thereby call penny, ye meet and greet, and okonko for Sophie at random. Na koko chiaga na for nsada nsayem ebu a driver for ebi ono mo a mate for ene omo ton ade ogitum se ewiase ayede ogitum se ebibire mu ayede na ogitum so se Ghana ayede. But then beyond that there should be hope. Na NPP person who NPP ye ya hoden ya kukudura with the mount 2017 2018 2019 2020 na enye yen ene ekofa yen tam kese ba be chia yen tam kese wo kwa na in the face of that no aban we anane na chi anche ne manfo in 2020 and 2021. In fact, Nana, many governments fell in 2020 because of COVID. Many, from America down, from UK down.
But they were hard hit.
They were
Europe,
no, but Ghana,
America.
You see, the man ye who say, if we are seeing now a hit, Mampeni or Tiakunyaso, finding a nice way of cushioning Ghanaians. In terms of our exposure, no, ye hit like a bimo ye hit. But globally, Nana who said we were not in normal times and say, well, we are crying no. Sebe come by and sad and say my church. For the first time now, be soon Yankopon crana sorry na my uncle. You sit in a few na soon Yankopon internet. Ye be more a castle yankonko son crown or yes nipa 25 nipa 50. We share uni out the abacho near abacho na ewo. So meaning that a no crash should give you an impression say you rat be a bit more. The abnormal became normal. Ukwe ya say ye typical a be before see a church. As we enter away, yes. Uko Catholic is some yes, oh yeah, the sign of the cross, yes, a sign of peace. A sign of peace. Now Catholic Church no your church. They do also give a wave as a sign of peace. We fear no one. In fact, they do maybe a more media houses simple crown. You are not inviting people to the studio. And I wish TV so the whole world don't share pictures. It was under lock and key. And near my crowd, dear fear man on it, Eddie Abanese, be couple so for 2 weeks. You're trying to say a more be one ebeko. Into all these things, it happened. And yes, a day a kind of book we experienced it. It do baby in human a produce who other things, near moment a produces sanitizer. So we went through a phase.
But we also got something out of it.
We got something out of it, but what we also forget is that people were even being paid for no work done. I'll give you a typical example. Schools were locked down. A teacher phone to school. A phone kwejuma. But this government on no occasion can say one kwejuma, you into any panic abosome. Oko baby to say Nigeria, maybe they stopped paying workers during COVID. Oko South Africa, they stopped. Kenya, they slashed salaries. But hey, Abai said, what you safe will be a yanko breaky. You can cushion Ghana for. Government had choices all over the world. Either you rescue your economy or you rescue the human being. Uko baby to say America, it was a choice Donald Trump had to make. Save the American economy or lose lives. He decided to save the economy and lost lives. Almost 2 million Americans lost their lives. Uko baby to say Spain, any Italy, doctors had to decide who to live, who to die. To know where the 16-year rural hospital, yes, we know the Yemen and Co. But President Akufo-Addo made a profound statement. Or say, we know how to bring the economy back, but we don't know how to bring lives back. So we had to take a decision, say, you better Ghana for a home buy. And it came with its own consequences. Any decision a making during COVID all over the world, whether Ghana, whether Italy, whether Ivory Coast, whether Spain, whether US, it came with its own consequences. It will save you lives now. Economy no best suffer for some years. We save you the economy, you're going to lose loss of lives too within the period. But I am happy that we chose humanity over money. We chose humanity over the economy. Now,
but bringing back the economy, no,
but then no. Me do call back to 2014, 2015. Now me compare the NDC and the MPP. Me found them as two builders and two contractors. One of them is Brefo Kama. Usia anto ewia mo. Yo one day yes bibi brim e dan ni dweribu. Okay. So contractor no. And they also know your contractor papa. You also have another contractor. That's an MPP builder. We see a dime, you see what on also kama. You see what toy and you we are boy and you Nemo mef quick BC area who na dine a facoy. Wo dine a kubia won't mean casse. I then I remember dying there affected because all over you could see that now ubia dying echo. So that is why the MPP keeps making the point to say, yeah, they compare NDC a tragedy.
O scenario ma me scenario. Enti who sit down said the okay no NDC sit down na okra economist all right. But MPP economist no na ekra no. Na oye lectures ni ade kire said the NDC economist no wabon.
That's right.
One yade. Ni dwumadie although said na NDC economist no oye vice no na oye boss or no boss because na MPP economist no ye deputy governor our Bank of Ghana ntine edan mienu ba ko de wa ma na hu se wonyaade wo se ne dan adwiragu de oyade ne dan ne gina ho but shocks baaye no ama dan na adwiragu enne sa economist no na no eye lecture no ama ye economy ye ka ho asemi adwiragu de but finding our feet no has become a problem and people are saying say o dwane afri ho e de awura digitalization.
Okay. No, you see, Nana, who compares that two way, no, a man a yedding. NDC MPP now are political parties by Yenyepe. Offer NDC MPP now, cast okay, Omuna fruit, Bakoya apple, Bakoya orange, Omuna fruit, I'll be a mistake. Obey a mistake because apples no oranges in the same. The reason why I remember Sam Fatu in 2014, 2015, who producers Google have been Africa report. 250 people lost their lives due to cholera. 250. They lose their lives cholera.
If yare.
If enka a COVID time and I can this woman, I can bet my last coins and if you be one can share back with you. Because cholera, they couldn't even rescue us. Now COVID. Into the air compare, and number 2, a periodic update. Measures are binded to and the timely intervention of government is saving more lives. And no pokrano, men kai busianfoni bi yaw. Ye hwere adehye. Ye hwere abrane pa so Ghana due to the COVID. Na adia abrane tofom. Emu mofra tofom wo wiase na. Emu akandifo tofom. You cannot say Ghana kwana na yenya sa case. But in bringing back the economy, the NPP inherited an economy in 2017 January. Na IMF economy. And one of the things people don't know. You better you're not NDC the IMF did that. Our policy credibility. It do be also a homegrown solution. Yet to two at the NDP. No crap pass a woman say in the face of the odds and now you womb you better the MPP still courageously implemented one of the single biggest interventions since independence, a free SHS. Nana, it gave over 1.2 million young Ghanaians an opportunity on Beko School. And I am certain nanya pe. But oko cemetery, ubu hono mwa wewu with the niswadi. Buo hono mwa nanka ni susu yense dache. Kono su timi betina studio heavy. Ekasa. As a journalist. But when you boafo, me sure say enei ukata weni a obetimi akai onanfo ba ko menu miensa anka wugidi se nko munya support a wunya ebia nke no so madum pempen so bi ye free SHS still under IMF economy. This government embarked on industrialization drive eba a year 1D1F opeso who the strength of the MPP in the face of Sir IMF a year better situation and abane year under. We also implemented and restored a teacher training, nursing training allowances. See the resilience of the MPP as a government, you know. Yet the name one ye sabe share and tam kese. Now Mrs. Santam kese ye be share no. And yes specific to Ghana. Obi bi ati won fifiri. Obi bi obeka se wen hu bi na ye obi aye won after 2021. But anybody who was alive, ana ohu niema, ote niema, in 2020 and 2021, Becca said, we lived in abnormal times. Edu baby, Unam Street is what a soldier for and an home and emergency services. People were being shipped into carts and cars. They don't come much. And then, okay, say, ye the journey for the economy and they are called digitalization. Interesting. But there is a connection. Sure. First now kwa ye driver's license.
Yeah.
Mo kwa de high mo ben 37. Jinya ubi kwa na betiri mu ne ekọ. Either say Guru boys do be seen. And I say cobra. And the manpower hours you save. And they all call now kwa ye or driver's license. You don't need to even go through any long hassle. One, I contribute to the economy. The economy no formalizing one. It goes with data. All over the world, everybody is moving towards big data. Well, the fact is that when you're ready in Chelsea, we are for 9 train. And there is no economy in the world that it's without the digital space of the account. Passport sector, the same thing. Maybe what's way so for you to know, say, and your means of identity. You started Ghana card. In fact, more journalists for be cry so is it about me? I don't see be a Ghana card. Papa and one same card so. You can cry where you need passport and away be right to the Ghana card bar. Cause as what here, Ghana from Mebuni be a driver from here to United Kingdom. Almost say border after border. The future almost a Ghana card, apart from one country also. Obi wo hono mo a o se ofi amanone ba wa ya na passport bo kwa na Ghana card and kweti manage ba. It's accepted across the world. Now when in na so no linking and a gradual o. Nana and no first in kobi wa farm planes na o wa canal me will be saying you work car no when you boafo ama wo fi mo but the name medical drone services itimima wako ahohiahia mu yete ha ne ya 2 medical drone hwe na ekọ na deliver say essential service no bia entowa obeka so we na normal.
We admit
we've made progress.
Digitalization
we've made progress.
Is the way to go.
It is.
But yeah, say dollar 14 cedis.
Right.
Yeah, say good afford the press release about Mountain and they sika omo de report any idea. I've even heard him say he wants to work Togo Dieno to Ghana port. And people are asking how is he going to do that?
There are some things Dr. Bawumia has been talking about on his campaign. Or say we've had 2-3 major things. A buy importer. To say no shanko fape. Happy and wear. The name man fatogo.
Aye.
In your rat Togo. No a pet strategy, no the raga. You over 140 unapproved routes. Unapproved routes. Ghana border no from Volta the corner. The BBO the do abroad the rim no the rim. Secondly, either you join them or you beat them. Into Papano, his thinking is that you try a particular system for long. When we say it may not have helped. His thinking is that the next step in Ghana's bull solution, I say the banner, is to make your port competitive. So our competitive nature will require say it does only Togo about fees and charges at the port. Import duties. The same and now the a bit lower. Because in your Berao system, on beton, to ton, that's where you're also getting your revenue. But when you make it difficult for it to even enter your space, Nipano will find unconventional means or the burial. For me, I think a major. Once it becomes competitive, you will say you have the confidence and you see a lot of activities even going on at the port. One of the solutions is proposed.
And how is he going to do that? The economy, that is why taxes, we have to say kosro and I say so much become say be a cushion economy. How is that going to happen?
So one farm mad any unya bi. Inti say no unya bi because so the activities now akọ for more. So he thinks that to improve upon it, this is his suggestion, and he thinks there's something he has thought through it carefully. Number 2, he's also talking about a tax amnesty from January 2025. His thinking is that, she say no, your mouth, okoto ade ne mouth sa invoice na receipt na. Ade na do so bebre, utiawe. But then na makota de 1,000 Ghana. Meaning say for instance, tax amitia 10%. Okay, can in na ni bomu a 10 whether NHI whether this okay can na whenever say 10%. So 10% na easy for me to calculate. Say 1,000 am de quota de emu 100 cedis de equal into taxes. So say that system where imaginary for so tata businesses and not just businesses, even state-owned institutions. You know, you so you tap tata. But quite Nigeria for to Okwano as an institution.
Supermarket
Exactly. So the vice president is proposing say even that interface, so human intervention, says, okay, we are suffering and people are moving away from it. You are a period to file your taxes. It's only when you are not filing your taxes. Me as one comfort to come find out what is happening there. But another year, say between this period and that period of filing the taxes. And then you are every year be a audited. Unless you say you who say what you contempo now filing. It's Nipano and making sure say you are on the way to go to file the taxes. Unyansa na ya be ba meme office ansa na mehuno ne numpo kra no we na nka me ni hu evidence e bi artism. Let me issue that disclaimer. Me ni hu evidence e bi artism. Some of the businesses even accuse GRA for bi so omo ba was okay o de ka be 2,000 ba permit me artist wa ma about 1,500 me say me ni hu evidence but e artism ni bi no so e wo krom rightfully or wrongfully to protect GRA, to protect that businessman, human being until you tell how to file it, na GRA in Saka. Now, if GRA were who query and who questions, that's when they send somebody to come. From January 2025, also be at the end of Canal, then let's begin on a new slate. See, I don't know, sir, nipa na idea or kotete. And I wakwa kujane no who say way back and major. No. Then we all have a new tax regime. You roll out me meaning say me idea we are near meet your own. It may always look impossible from the beginning.
Doesn't it?
Mandela said it and he was right. But if you take that step, if it looks impossible from the beginning.
There's a country that ne Oshe baby yesikasem ewo eka
but
ye haircut
but ya nye deliberate so. Few people know mutia taxes, no one who beat ya. Madam Fobi was telling me, so share property rate. Nana say, "O person who quote your property rate in Bokra, now assemblies no crana. They don't seem even interested." A friend of mine was telling me, say, "Onua nante assembly ho. O ko so o person no your property rate. I'm so okay. Ko download this app. Now they call you na fill away information. Na sambra. Na am this kind of brown.
Now sounds smart.
You make it difficult. But I did mean say every year, baby be a property rate 1,000 Ghana. This is the means to pay. Yeah, sensitization. And I don't need to even go around in circle. But the way we mobilize our revenue, I said the few people pay your taxes. These are the same people that constantly, omutia. One of the things that we more the buyer, which is good, will be our 10 tax identification number. Will be also on a Ghana card. It makes it very easy for you to link your details and then you open here. And meaning about here the mining sector.
Yeah.
He's also making some very bold proposals. I said, look, NPP buy in 2017. The president waged relentless war against Galamsey.
Yes.
In fact, even it got to a point on one presidency or they told the line.
But it hasn't worked.
Media, it worked to some extent. It did. For some years it worked. And the same pressure from the political parties. Near from the and I am mebuno and I come away bedium and I say instead say be encouragement penino. Yes, some media for no in fact or start
affecting more vote.
Yeah. In fact, and I make us say yet free. But even when you needed the media to stand by you, certain media and so at a point, almost and you excavator way. An excavator way cannot be accounted for. And I say, but not the distraction and excavator. You get no conversation. He's from a political system. If I want to know your support, not if you when your supporter, what can you do? Because you can only rule when you have power. You be so your man mebu ni bino, and also call in a non-controlled manner. Now you go back to square one.
And the end of the president lose focus.
We didn't lose focus. But you need support. Every human being needs that support. And I'll tell you, a support system, your production team.
Yeah.
So if they are not there, person wave you being crack and say be a microphone way in man will be any demo I say. I mean, you're a handicap.
Yeah.
So that support system, you need it. See, Dr. Bamia's proposal is that baby, are you too a good year? No, ain't been casting panel on couple. Oko wasam fi. Oko Prestia Huni Valley. Oko Samra Boy. Oko Tolum Pine, Mumuni Camp, me I don't know. Omoni a puntemle wa. Don't mean case mining obey me I more mining. Instead, don't uncle fishing. What he's decided, and said, Sunny a beya a besha mining in Mukinano. Yen decentralizing minerals commission. Let's have some tax mining inspectors and mining monitors. Near making sure, sir, at the committee level at every district, or more pool of equipment near there, we are opening more community mining sites. Now, sustainable mining. Yempesa University of Mines and Technology, UMAT Fui, any idea, no more with modern forms of mining. In that case, we are registering every young Ghanaian or old Ghanaian or way into mining. Sani Pano has a tin number. Sani Pano good be a wotu. And mubi and wotu mubi a wotu. You develop an area now one. Any of mine I want. Point number 2. Obi wo hono mo wura bank. Baby, I remember here National Lottery. Bet me lotto marketing companies in Penifoni Bia. Am so ska. But almost a cash. But there be a son of addressing near the identity, because we know the service Onubia. It's our confidence to even go to some of the big banks in Niho. But when it is a mining for ya, I'm ranty. We fi mining pit a fi muaba. Na send an hono sebe aye na odura and a bank CBA on the high street. Security for Krabeka say money. But only one bank, a minerals development bank. Na nipa no say I had a may pay incentive, may pay loan, may pay support to go into mining. That bank is focused on mining and the mining sector. See, for them, they can also now have a place where they can call their own, invest in whatever they are doing, and then corporate Ghana and the mining, the minerals development.
Would it really work? Because Osha Agreg Bank and they who maybe Agreg Bank the TBS.
Many of the SMEs, in fact, Osha local banks now, ADB and the rest, almost strength is in the SMEs and in the agricultural sector, and they are doing very well there. Osha GCB and the rest that's their strength. For me, I think it's a look. It's a idea back where Ghana Sika is through our minerals. So, okay, say homework, and I'm saying it always looks impossible from the beginning. There's this Quranic verse, Holy Quran 13, verse 11. Or say, verily, 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 Allah will not change the condition of a group of people until they change it themselves. No cre. Allah will once sani pane shebre. This is a nipano. So you have to make the step. As I call the holy book, the Bible, the Zechariah chapter 4 verse 9. Or see Zerubbabel on sana or the ashasi, or the sans and baby. So he's telling you, say, a Saudi and Sebi Shasi, and sana sans and it maybe. It's you moving from the mindset, say, emfa, impossible. The moment I be on a cloud or judgment, you cannot make a step. But okay, say, this will come with difficulty. There will be challenging times. But it is possible.
Why is difficult for us to move from it? Promises made by His Excellency Nana Yaa Brefo. Oba abemu niema okanye agenda. One district, one factory, one village, one dam. Chese district, one factory no. Ye nye bia na afi yakwa ne
PPP. Ujitunzi ye nye.
Oh, ebi sani ye kunfi bibia ne wakure kunfi. Example I bet me the action.
So meaning
ya kana adane PPP. Enti ya na ye PPP no cry hu baby e wo.
Oh, so, in fact, in terms of partnership, is the NPP's orientation. Maybe.
Yeah, no, of course.
NPP's orientation, and yes, socialist party. NPP believes in the private sector as the engine of growth. Near any NDC for one term is that NDC believes the state must own everything. Now, jumano for the state. NPP's ideological thinking is conservative, free market, and a capitalist society. And it said, Nana Yaa Juma, she should be able to work hard to earn a decent living, earn an accommodation, and have an opportunity to own BB Albitmiakase Eyenedia.
Yeah.
So our partnership with the private sector, and it said, see a Baba BC factory. Ewo Adesawe area. Not already Onua company limited. SOACB wo but ne ho akyere no. Anase ontimi mbie mu enum pempen so a. Instead say yebeka se yebe start new one next to Onua company limited ewo Adesawe no. Yebe partner with Onua. Na ya training ane ho ode nko no nko ho ode na ye anko betimi aye no na nke yebie mu. So that I don't reinvent the wheel. We can also build it from the ground up. That has been the strategy on the One District, One Factory. On a single day, this government was able to provide ambulance for all the 275 constituencies at a go. On a single day, this government said to itself, for all of us to be able to have moving into something, at least in the short, the medium, and the long term. COVID it brought to the fore pressure, ne burden, ne that infrastructure. So, and they agenda 111. Let us wish ourselves well. Ekufu-Addo ni so ade hu so be 111. Say Nyankopon ya adom na obekompo me no we see even 20 when they cancel. I think we've made progress. Say obi ba no amebo ya bro. No so mpoko na no so esi 20 akanwa. We are getting somewhere. Rather than say yen we share Ekufu-Addo well. Now 111 went to me even one. Now so see a cancel.
Now one village one dam I be oh.
Oh, now one village one dam. One village one dam. Yeah, the one village one dam over. You know men this for catch say. And the mosquitoes be bagana. Ade na ebe boa kuayo. Ebe boa irrigation farming. And this forecast say MPP for ade na omode ba. Ebe mosquitoes every day across the country. Be man nyon President Kufuor Brefo find oil. And this before penny for catches say adwengo. And a Kufuor de ba be dada. But NPP always takes a long shot into the future. President Kufuor time 204 205. Emofrana President Kufuor Emma Yawuku. I'm talking about under the free maternal care under John Ajekun Kufuor tikesi ebwa. Some Mofrana Kufuor time omawofo wo form mat to say Israel for man. Kufuor at the time they were the first beneficiaries of the free senior high. Look at the arc. Inti Kufuor conceived them, gave them life, and the Kufuor government gave them future. Inti if you have an NPP government anytime in place, you see, you had more of interventions to solve a problem. Health insurance, by the NDC were not in favor of it. Me say the challenges will come, but the challenges and until you move forward, and the health insurance, na asamonto. But to now ye ohiani e wuni bia to say that is your only lifeline to survival. And then ya me ka say, what share a buying intervention from Kufuor and then ye Kufuor do dia bay. Say Dr. Bawumia Soba, no so dear and nisu adi hunu ono so de bi eka ho a. Sa na ye de chichire mine. May ade bi may use you as my DP. Or say I help somebody climb a mountain only to realize I reached the top two. Me boa will be say me piano manafro eye bepo. Nipa no kodu sro na mesumi hu say mesuma kodu sro bi. Cause say piano and amoko. Before you realize no do the top no. Now also here no. Also one ben no because all could na usu piano. We say let's wish ourselves well. Say enei me FNDC and ankomoti akonya so. And omo so hospital omo be even 10. I am convinced that 10 ebi anke betimi aboa Ghana for ni bi omo ha anaso omo ha. But that day na ye make sure say deliberately I say a failing no as I be I can't say because country broke country no broke we dey inside. I know say we've made progress. We may not have succeeded in everything. Ye share yen time kesi ni bi wo kwa. But the nay about one year kona ye sunsum asem. And about who answer. The election is between two major candidates. Omunna no nyame charge omo ultimate vice president. And then nyame charge omunna so finof. This in 2025 Onua is going to be president of Ghana. I mean there's no mathematical gymnastics. It's either a Onua from the northeast or a Onua from Savannah.
Alan to me.
Two-way.
Cheddar into me.
Maybe a realist. And will be a political pundit. Will not tell me see political science and people should credit some of us too with wisdom. Polls are bending now. HSA is between these two major parties. Ghana for pro, it will take one of these two Northerners to lead Ghana. Yen judge these two candidates on the content of Nyombe Timiaye. Because in terms of the tribes, I'm not minority tribes. Two in every minority tribes. Obian one uncle did this enka maybe beba an Akan dominated party like the New Patriotic Party will elect somebody from a minority tribe to be the flag bearer. Bawumia's journey is like Barack Hussein Obama. In a white America, the Democratic Party dominated by white elected a black man to be leader of their party. That black man was supported to become leader of the nation, of the free world. And then in a Christian-dominated party, they decided to give an opportunity to a Muslim candidate. Yan judging on the basis of his religion. Yan judging on the basis of his tribe. But we judge him based on the content of the Ejidis Obitimiaye. A come enim tribe ekom enim som na ya menye sure so kwa akoto aduane a che da busa nipa no se na no pay no ufre nyame anase okwa sori obi en wa wafru plane a wabusa se pilot na ote anim no oye muslimni ni anori so e Christo ni wugidie ni se owo the competence so wabetena ni plane mu de odo be kwa akodo ana driver no onu twi car no wo bom pa se owo the competence e free na wo ka no odo be kwa akodo.
But polls no is not looking too good for
Which
MPP. Info analytics.
Info analytics. Info analytics there. I can tell you the info analytics even did the presentation to the minority in parliament behind closed doors because some of the polls were sponsored by them. I will challenge Musa Dankwa. I can tell him says some of the presentation Onua will be an info analytics some one of the polls that the NDC even sponsored. No. He did the presentation to the minority behind closed doors.
And told them MPP is going to win?
Oh, no. And told them so. Polls. We are there, so the poll in the question. Yeah, quite flag bearership race. He said that Dr. Bawumia was not going to win. But the polls, I'll do some extra thing for you. In fact, in the second round, he said Kennedy Japan will win, Alan will be second, Bawumia will be third. Me, Obi or polls may have his biases. I don't have a problem. But the elections now are corner. And your elections are a normal election. And your normal election.
You admit?
I admit. Because these two parties now seeking to do what they haven't done before. They are seeking. This will be the first time you have a former president seeking to come back after losing 2 elections, opposite winning. This will be the first time you have a political party on also abem for 8 years, opposite will break the record of South Democratic journey. But this election will not be about the 2 parties, it will be about the 2 candidates. Nia will be near the Bawumia no need president. Obedi mu running mate, edi mu vice president. Nia yede share nsaso onye no. Nia wetimi aye no bu ho akonta. President Mahama bedi mu vice president. Obi a vice president no Ghana for ye na dom share na nyama ni bedi president. To no so bedi vice president no so bu ho akonta. No so obedi president so no so say bu ho akonta. Inti this election is about nyomu nano they bring to the table. And for me, I think that is where the argument and then the content, and then you'll be able to me. But there's also an interesting twist. Otoma, the NDC and the NDC leader, Ononunia Kontebu, he won't come to contest again. And that's a fact. Because we do 1 term.
He has 4 years.
He has 4 years. Intino, Ines Shrano as President of the Republic of Ghana. Noah Kontebu, because on seeking re-election. Otoma Bawumia so Bawumia must come and account for. Because Ebia no be person be another term. To no must come and account for. Say yes, how they share on Sano. First now you meet. They so be a driver they share on Sano. So be bu ho akonta and Sana. You be san to also. So these are choices that will confront the Ghanaian people. And for me, I think say yema the obia no content the argument but they are all proposing solutions. But yemfa solutions na proposing and
do you think all is well in your party?
No political party
going into 2024
elections. Both parties and party bien who more drum their election across the world. And MPP in 2015 we face much more internal turbulence than now. Why are we? We face na cover now another media house.
Yeah.
And we be an motivo cause moti chair can say people wrote us off. But that's the strength of the MPP. Yeah, Nana multi party. No
when the party hierarchy and then
just the party hierarchy in Pokrano, it is a be dismembered. Edu baby na police for the boy headquarters. You know. Yeah, but me, I was a member of the steering committee of the party, NEC of the party, National Council. Be co-steering committee, a police presence at Iguhonomo as a whole crime scene. Our opponents at that time had the wheels of the power, the pillars of power, the coercive machinery of the state. Next, your opponents and no more providing security for what we meet and our. But the MPP looked beyond its internal challenges. Yeah, you ballot box now.
But this time, the internal challenges is in your stronghold, Eastern region, Ashanti region, I mean. And as we speak, Eastern region, because Nana is also not going.
Yes. And I'm saying this election has its own dynamics. NPP will not lose Ashanti. NPP will not lose Eastern region. Opa marking on the wall. He said this election, NPP will win the election based on
but
the
vote
strategy.
so Eastern region kakra 2020.
Every election, they are not called second term. And you new. Every party called a second term. But this time around, I'm saying, oh yeah, election about the parties, you make wrong analysis. And that's what many of the posters, they are getting wrong. The election too will have to be a decision point, personal choices. And I Ghana for no be making. Me metna ha say and running down mampani dada John Mahama. Or better Ghana kunya kesi so no judi se na ho odin bi.
Osimuni legacy bia.
Oh, and as for the legacy,
you don't have any legacy.
If you answer Onua Oka said there's no way he will implement free SHS. But then they know so bad he will continue with the free SHS.
Obey review.
So obey review and obey what is review? Either you continue or you abolish. If you review, you are either going to continue or you abolish it. Nursing training and teacher training allowance. The NDC said, say, over their dead body. Obviously, if it will even cost them the election, they are prepared to lose the election. But they also want to also with the teacher training nursing training. Because Yamuwa who said this is the future of the country. Indeed, that is where the MPP is driving towards. And the challenge is about Aban should not run away from challenge. You started free SHS. The first year was turbulent. Wabejatum was a new thing. The second year we improved upon it. Third year we improved. So challenge is a bar. Edu baby krana matrons krana yedi aduane na kosi omoso no. Mo ye several videos and ebi kra ton inuane no. So if you were a government, you would have said that you give up. But the MPP, anytime we are in government, challenge is bad, we don't give up. Under President Kufuor.
The 24-hour economy ne hunu nam.
Me mentiase. But meaning say Onua more run 24 hours.
Yeah, media house be around 24 hours.
Okay. So is it new to you? Patrol sending Momoa, how much you to send it? Any time of the day you send it. So meaning that already you are practicing some form of a 24-hour economy about you personally. Because you send you be sick. So 24 hours economy can run on two strengths. On the digital side and on the manufacturing side, the production. But there are some essential entities. They cannot run a 24-hour system. And I'll give you an example. An example of it is the judiciary. Judge Bien who have catches on court na case to midnight. A Ghana here now. Looking at Abakosem. Or because of Kwakudi criminal case. Midnight and 11 p.m. There are some sectors of our society that will not be able to run that. But then we e-justice system you can file. So now CJ, Chief Justice, more introduces an you can file some of your papers no matter what time of the day. The banking sector is already running a 24-hour based on the digitalization about the Abba. Or failure will passport your money be online. Would EVLA will say. So that's what I'm saying. Sir. The NDC's bold solutions are American bold. Almost solutions in the deba. Some are already being implemented. But almost the church much Ghana for. Not Ghana for because we the who and be. No na waka oko we dey baby amomo we mo ben osu Oxford Street. That's a nightlife on a 24-hour there. Adwuma ni bi so ho no around the Togo embassy and we 24 hours.
Mo be reanimate that.
You so. I don't think it will go beyond next month.
It will not go beyond
next month.
June. Achani June. Eastern or Ashanti.
Premium or nothing. Okay. But only answer now, I think that the mere fact that people are talking about this running mate at their church, they are here in Ghana for.
Because it's one of the reasons why there's fight within your party.
We are into swaba.
But lobbying is
part of democracy.
I said the
the presidential candidate in consultation with National Council, be the running mate of the party and of the flag. I can tell you, sir, the presidential candidate has started engagement. Will deepen the consultation. National Council, there are some bodies that represent National Council who are parliamentary leadership. or reps from the regions, or the regional chairman, they form a block, or the former president, or the sitting president, or chief of staff, or former national officers of the party. Every region be our representative. Or per se, we build a good consensus. You meet these blocks, and some of our because a body, sebi impredias, and sebi enyado, any breach of common sense, who could rem now on your year, a bit mascatao. And there's a body that they can bite, who are members of the Council of Elders. Honorable Hackman, most new group, no, almost more representation with National Council. So a body in remu and come and kase. And then I'm fine. And I any be a sipping or a party. Who bet me the diako. As I can't be not to they will give you a neomo pair. And see, I say, yeah, my papa knows an opportunity, no, you many be. But I can tell you,
we have a job ahead.
We do, but I think but he's clear in his mind on the person or persons. The person or persons are
the person
or
the
persons.
Ashanti region.
The person or persons are or the person on the and I'm tempted to believe say near one dream
and one or the
or you know a bit more pay.
Right. So I mean, two questions.
Within
the JB though. JB.
Yes, JB.
One question Dr. Bawumia. Ye na ye name the foundation na Nana Yaa Brefo.
That's right.
But Dr. Bawumia say oba obey most of the programs and policies be awasheshe dia to honomo every honomo. Now we're running a new government. Doesn't mean that Dr. Bawumia do not believe in the programs and another shisha nana. And number two, looking at your general secretary, so in less than 4 years, how they more a major elections like this. Do you think that he has that strength to pull the people together and also organize and break the eight?
Okay. Right. That's two solid questions, JB. But my shall say for your first one. Say Dr. Bawumia Onoba, he will do on policies and programs of the current administration. First of all, on running fee, the programs and policies of this government. At the heart of
e-levy.
No, at the heart of governance and good governance practices, HSA, you constantly review policies and programs. And there many people who we implemented 2 years ago. 2 years down the line, we did a way in in Sakraya Kakra, based on the feedback and the reviewer also. If you are not getting a good monitoring and feedback system, then it is obvious now where one year an analysis or impact analysis of programs are the buyer. If you want more serving a purpose a year, and it's no longer important moving beyond a certain date. E-levy is one. E-levy came in just after the COVID nema. The kanema at the buyer. Because 1 hour can revenue mobilization. Then we'll be here and say if you want no more now as
emission tax.
Emission tax. It never saw daylight. Yes. Because if you want no more, with the bar, the feedback need review will be because we know because for me, my criticism against the emission tax was that over 100,000 vehicles that comes to your country every year. Don't want to second-hand vehicles. They'll definitely emit. And now to to electrical, you need even the charging port system we're developing. So emission tax, about 5 years second-hand cars and also electric cars will count. And if it's the electric cars, what is the incentive in bringing an electric car? So this analysis are you're joining the general public to make. Now, buying who said no, the feedback on it, not a problem. We shared the e-levy. At the time the e-levy was implemented, I personally think that it wasn't a bad decision. However, what the people wanted, they were not against the e-levy. But people felt say 1.5, 1.7 next 30 years, and an away. In think it is about one a bit metia. A buying in the second year or so reviewed it downwards.
1.5.
No, about down to 1. First, there 1.7. 1.7.
About 1.5.
About 1.5. And let's cross check because I think it came down to let's say 1.5. Okay, that's fine. It means that a buying upon review decided say na you better so. Na ama enkrofo wan say no e be part of our lives. Now, we'll move to the next phase of your digital agenda and your digital economy. You cannot be seen keeping taxes and preventing people from going into the electronic and the digital space. Into Dr. Bamia's position is that say 11 has served that purpose. Beginning January, he thinks that there should be a new review on these taxes. So for me, I think say good governance practices demands that there should be constant review of policies.
He asked about General
Secretary. I've worked with the General Secretary of the MPP for years. 4 years.
Before he became the General Secretary.
He is not a friend. He's a brother. This is somebody I've shared his own room with him. And I've known him when I was National Youth Organizer. He was my regional youth organizer at Ashanti. In fact, National Youth Organizer, he was the first regional youth organizer to declare to support him. Now, you're very steady and strong-minded. If or no, or can I simply? Unlike some of us, Nana Yaa Brefo manage this situation. We ain't foul, yourself. He's a young man with a lot of courage. And he's a young man Onua determination to achieve something. You can't stop him. Or corporate general secretary. There are a lot of who says untonable, untonable. He chose hope over fear and decided to go into the election with all the courage and determination. Against all odds, he won the election. And Obedi General Secretary, even though he's young, Damboche was young just like him when he became General Secretary. And Justin has brought some courage to the table. And he's also carried even both the young and the old along. Look, managing presidential primaries now, squad are not air contested for the primaries.
That's why I know His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo was in charge.
Charge of which one? The process?
Yes.
How was he in charge? I compare continents in my own sisino. Alanchematin tenants in my own sisino. Yeah, I offer. Many could be in I offer. And a watcher jackal. No, if I watcher jackal, my mamma direct cousin. And a watcher jackal. A bussier fear was my part if you jamasi. They no movie one with a any of a quadrumpian. As you may know, we are stubborn boys. But me share when more engineer Kwabneje Japan Kala, who's in. So for that young man, together with his team, to manage the prepare your Thomas, I'm representing Dr. Baumia, Fred Owai, the elections committee, aspirants. They're quite thought they'd be a hit to dinner demo. To say yes, Professor Michael Quinn or a chairman, I thought they say no. I don't know him say hit none of them. This young man, together with the team, are managing. Leadership is not about age. Leadership is not about how tall or short you are. It is about the mindset.
Let's assess
me call National Lottery Authority. Okay.
Yeah.
There were opposition, challenges. Whether I've performed at the NLA or not, and I own a baby.
One my better back, just a bet today.
One now bet me assess it. Say me call my bomb home modding and I'm
you've done well.
But there were DGs before me who were older. But when they gave it to a young person, me call so say me need a broso so no. See, I think that Justin and his team no. And then somebody who has been youth organizer, he's managed the YEA as well. And those going for this election, almost 60% of the electorate are young people. Any political party.
This election is boot for boot.
This election, the young people will decide. They will tell the balance.
Boot for boot. And it's showing in the EC registration.
Yes. Member constituency say within 6 days, over 1,000 people have registered. 6 days. No challenge. Parties no be unfairly challenge for the 1,000. Inti, what Nase? Nase wono ye register we the young people and they can be constructive and destructive. My workings as national youth organizer in the past, I engage ghetto boys. Ghetto se wo in crime Ghana. Me but just say be a new ones where the bad boys congregate. 7 prayers and where armed robbers congregate meaning. Where we boys congregate meaning. Where Kofono a chom horses meaning. It may mean who say youth agenda beer. I can predict maybe a And the two parties no Obi Biana the youth vote no dear God this year, you are in deep trouble. Because the Gen Z is not almost so different mindset.
Yeah.
They don't care about the economy. They don't Onim even who is his regional minister. Onim who is the minister for information.
What do you think they are looking for?
They rally around entertainment, sports. Obet me up to nyom of the entertainment icon A to Z. But we are now so now who follow the governance of our country. But I don't know. Busani ministers straight going to be movie.
But almost Ghana yedi.
I'm saying Gen Z is it's the mindset. So these people, how do you reach them becomes your strategy. And on your affair, maybe count already so. But when I was national youth organizer, together with my team, we mobilized enough youth votes to win election. In fact, the MPP won over 90% of the campuses in 2016. Over 90% of the campuses across the country. Now, I can tell you, Salam and his team are also doing a fantastic job over the youth front. What I see Oparaya Done NDC for also doing is also going back to what the MPP did in 2016. So all the MPP must do is to do something superior. Because they say, we judge just the NDC youth wing and the MPP youth wing. We are slightly ahead of them.
Really?
But yes, like in terms of the strategies of both, make sure the youth wing of the NDC and that of the MPP. But what the MPP must do more is to add enough firepower and more superior tactics to make sure and so far I see Salam and his team they are moving up the ladder.
Right. Yeah, fan community and community you bet me no e dia ma de ate.
Say me who wan many ade.
Yetumi me so me who wan many ade. Who that?
But
we say mebulu ni nkran. You are one of the few.
And it's not easy. And I mean mebulu no so no me so futu kakra no be man say. If you see aye den no bibi kakra ba on semo. Mu how o mu use no. Because I had to say every day is payday. So for them. Tie no and can be 1,000 cities and could be to be a shabby bimo or they are not the quackodiago. Now, fairness 1,000 if you no sanko share before. And sometimes when you see deep down their eyes, you can also see that desperation. He's seeing Ninianum be moving, but also know the mindset here, the Bibishan and how and also be turning around also becomes.
Maybe the politicians haven't taught us how to fish.
Well, maybe maybe it's not just the political class, but the mindset of entrepreneurship. You need none businessmen for, but some of the policies that I believe going forward for governments, and I won't limit this to the MPP alone, but I won't say they are a cut across. We will have one person, or be called Codvet, Akoji training, who in your startup kit. That same person, was apply Ako NEP, NEIP, was Akonya support. That same person be moving from there, no call Maslow, once another intervention. But you know how to monitor and track send your koji or Codvet, your G or NEP, your koji or Maslow, or the acquire there, that feedback and it's been like that for both parties. Until you end up spending hundreds of millions every year to cure that unemployment. But you and I didn't find out your decoy. Ebiananka just the one shop na kunya or Codvet. And then you or NEP should have helped him for the next 1 year. No, so the above account. These are
policies.
The policies and when you knew this is something that some of us say. Me, I have spoken about it in private and in public. Say, and yes, sustainable. And yes, sir, you keep littering money all over. I think governments too should be proactive. Say, look, if you have one body that assesses technical proposal or the other. Ade we Nana Yaa Brefo okoye no ebe cost let's say 10,000 cedis. Nana Yaa so from NEP no the amount of 6,000 fakoshasia. The Nayempe people who will be monitoring the progress. In a year no we expect you to employ 3 or 4 hands na account. And also the cluster form of working together for young people. It is a fish farming. Within 4 months you can harvest the fish.
Yeah.
Tilapia and bakuye account.
Catfish.
But the person coming on a word, your mentality and say, "Men, when I'm me owning it, is a problem." But if it's a group of say 20, now your mom the training, your boy to build a pond. na omo ma hyase and omo de beto feed near there. So their job is to make sure say omo ye mo adwuma na yesa the value chain. I think that going forward, these are some of the things I bet me and Mebuno.
Right.
So they are not be the time.
Yempe time for na yenin komo as the campaign kosono. We need to also speak about your own constituency.
That's right.
How it's exciting. So about register 1,000 and Tokwansi. We mu troubles pao. Both parties mu troubles bad.
Me hono there say and I
Ukon in person so on one friend so so
MP bia be catch us and go for the friend so
evidence. I mean,
most of the I admit Awuku is liked by both parties.
Exactly. So
and he's talked about.
There wouldn't be any cause for alarm over there.
No, episode do above NDC and MPP.
Yes, do one.
Oh, there's a so far, no, we do have a common time who's a we mutio no. One transport you say Dubai. The Dubai and America we interest. Iran we interest. Inti 2 on 2.
Yes, sir.
The honor there. Ti omuna no ma je tun say honor na yo mukro. Ofie pe. Nana.
Yeah, now I say papa na pay say unya bre.
This way that's
mind spending some time with us. So find another time and have a conversation.
Thanks so much and good job. Ya be so de ne aba.
Yeah, that's it.
Assalamu alaikum.
Malaikum salam. Oku bi sam say still na paper. Na mo fa party song bia my e mother. Mo fa party song bia my. Dia mo bobo amatiti enye de.
Na emu de no atete.
Dia na say akọ no fi. O ma bo bia ma no no.
Na say wo tisrim kasa.
Enye de menti na ni so.
Za baby na nkwa so ba.
Za ho. Then why na ebebo.
Conforce studio program.
Lumba na.
Me pese but ekuku dam.
No thing.
No thing.
Za ho.
Sa Lumba nyum we ne de e crowd ball night club me sorry.
Am for so.
Na nema hu ze ndisi for ye mafia se okay you lose 2-8. Na 2012, I think 2012. Fedon say Lumba bonyo mama na no ye na ewu. Abia papa bonded that on you lose ye ball na ewu. But the truth of the matter is that you will be nam kwanso both young artists and old artists. What's the two parties in Obian release songs?
Debbie, not yet.
Not yet. Dana so will be nice.
But then
up to the end of the month.
End of the month. Next running mate end of the month. Next month. End of the month.
Running mate them sure say you come June. Ejebo no Saturday. But our candidate to anu me ni na abo home pie ma.
Wow.
Me ko parliament.
There be my candidate no.
Me ko parliament. Me candidate no.
Me that's Onua 95.1 FM. Yeah, Junemo.